Ultra Beasts have always been some of my favorite Pokemon in the game. I'm fascinated with the lore surrounding them, their supernatural appearance, and the presence they have in so many competitive scenes. Most importantly, I adore the shiny forms of so many of them. My favorite Ultra Beast, Kartana, has such an exquisite shiny, so the moment I laid my eyes on it, I knew it had to be mine. Fortunately, after 100 hours of brutal soft resetting, I finally encountered my favorite shiny Ultra Beast. Seeing that blue Kartana on my screen overwhelmed me with the most relief and confidence I've ever experienced in my life. A hunt that I started 4 years ago, and a Pokemon I've soft resetted over 13,000 times for, is finally mine. But I wasn't done there.
Very rewarding shiny, and I don't know where I'm gonna go after this.
No, this was just the beginning of my Ultra Beast endeavor. While Kartana sits atop my shiny Ultra Beast pedestal, there's one that rests not too far below. Given my newfound confidence, all thanks to Navy, I've decided to set my sights on a new shiny. I've decided to search for the gold. Yes, I'm talking about a shiny Nihilego. Because of my recently acquired shiny charm, I thought this hunt would be rather swift. Well, I wasn't exactly right. 1,000 turned to 2,000, which then became 3,000. I quickly found myself at 2 times over odds. I wasn't feeling too good. It also was very draining to invest several hours of my day for nothing, and then repeating that same agony all over again tomorrow. Soon enough, I grew bored of the game. I was hunting less and less, taking more breaks, and eventually, I put the game down for a couple days. I don't blame myself though. I had other things I'd rather play or work on. Eventually, I decided to resume my hunt and try it with a couple more soft resets. I wasn't super serious about it though, as I was soft resetting while doing or watching other things, so it was more of a background task. It remained like that for a couple days. I wasn't all too enthusiastic or motivated with this hunt anymore, and it turned more into a chore. But one day, well, let's just say my 3DS changed my mood with a little surprise.
There it is! Not as long as the Kartana, but 3,375 resets for this thing. My god, this is 2 times over odds because I have the shiny charm making the odds of 1 in 1,365. So I'm over double odds, not so much triple odds, but oh my god, it's the golden shiny. I finally got this.
That's right, I finally encountered the shiny Nihilego. After 3,375 soft resets, over 3 weeks of hunting, and 27 hours sunk into this shiny, I finally got my golden Ultra Beast. I know. 3,375? That's like nothing compared to my previous hunts, and even more nothing when comparing the hunts that many other shiny hunters have done. Let me explain. Although it only took me around 3 weeks, this hunt felt like it was stretched out for months. This was mentally exhausting. I know hunts can go over odds, but I was expecting to get the shiny Nihilego at least under 2,000 soft resets. That's because my odds were 1 in 1365. Seeing the shiny counter increase by 1 every reset, and then glancing back at the same static odds was very despairing. So I didn't even know when I was going to get it when the numbers started climbing into the 3,000s. I think the anxiety of this hunt becoming as large as the Kartana was really getting to me. But enough of me complaining. Let's get this shiny Nihilego. Upon finding my shiny Nihilego, I had one mission in mind. Yes, I would like to catch it, but I want to catch it in a level ball. A level ball is what's considered an apricot ball, which are rare Pokeballs that originated in Johto, and something you typically only get 1 per file in modern Pokemon titles. These balls have the same catch rate as a regular Pokeball, but the only difference is the aesthetic. I chose a level ball because of the yellow on it and how it matches with shiny Nihilego. It's all aesthetic, which many in the Pokemon community refer to as baltism. I wasn't any fool though. You see, outside of a Beast Ball, Ultra Beasts are quite tough to capture. I needed to come up with some plan so I could catch it in a level ball. Oh, did I mention I only have 2 level balls? Yeah. Well, here's what I got in mind. Firstly, there exists something in Generation 7 called Roto Powers. They are similar to O Powers if you're familiar with Kalos, in which they boost their respective category upon use, such as HP, PP, stats, friendship, and yes, even catching. I had 1 Roto Catch, which meant when used in battle, my odds for catching Nihilego would increase drastically. Secondly, I had Mew. As many know, Mew can learn any TM in the game. Having Mew equipped with False Swipe and Thunder Wave was a must for this fight. I needed to dwindle down Nihilego's health and inflict it with paralysis before I even laid a finger on a level ball. Something else to mention is that Mew is at level 100. This is important information because I'm working with level balls here. Besides a better looking Pokeball, level balls have a greater success rate the lower the level the target Pokemon is relative to your active Pokemon. Since Nihilego is at level 60, it'd be unwise for me to try to catch it with Navy or any other similar level Pokemon out in battle. Having my level 100 Mew out would guarantee me the best odds at catching Nihilego. With all that out of the way, all I needed to do was put my plan into action. I had Mushrana, my synchronized Pokemon, first in my party. I wanted a timid Nihilego, so Mushrana's job was to synchronize its nature timid onto it when caught. But I kinda needed Mushrana to die though. Sorry. Now I'm granted with a free switch into my Mew, who then can paralyze Nihilego and chip away at it with False Swipe. After many turns of the same recurrent process, I finally had Nihilego at 1 HP, paralyzed, and a catching power activated. Just where I wanted it. Now that I maximize my odds, I can finally start to throw my first level ball. Oh. Well, this is making me nervous now. Keep in mind, I will obviously be saving my game after obtaining this shiny, so I can never retrieve these balls back. Well, it's all down to this. There's nothing else I can do other than try at it with my second and final level ball. If I don't get it in this ball, I have to degrade myself to a mere premier ball, and I don't think Nihilego would like that. I also would permanently lose both my level balls. But I have a good feeling about this though. I really think luck's on my side with this one, and I think Nihilego would appreciate its new home. Well, here goes nothing. Well, I was really hoping the first one. Critical? No. Come on. No! Oh, that's really unfortunate. Literally nothing. I'm sorry guys, I couldn't do it. I really wish I got this thing in a level ball because of how cool it would have looked, but I couldn't. I apologize if this wasn't the result you were expecting, but something to learn here today is that you can't get everything you want. Just encountering that shiny Nihilego was beyond amazing, so I can't beat myself up for not catching in the Pokeball I wanted. I have to be grateful for what I got. Moving on, this also astonished me because beforehand, I did a couple practice runs with Nihilego. Meaning, before I started the hunt, I practiced catching a regular Nihilego using the exact plan I described previously. I did 4 test runs and was successful in 2 of the 4. So really it was a 50-50. Something else worth mentioning was that during each of the 4 tests, the level ball shook at least 3 times. I never had a trial where both level balls didn't even shake once. Well, this is embarrassing. I gotta tell you guys something that flew over me while preparing to catch this shiny, and something that I only just realized now while editing this video. So, if any of you guys actually read the random pieces of text I flash on screen, you would have noticed this. Something else to mention is that Mew is at level 100. This is important information because I'm working with level balls here. Besides a better looking Pokeball, level balls have a greater success rate than...
If you use on an Ultra Beast, the catch rate modifiers instead always set to 0.1 times.
Yeah, I know, I'm stupid. So everything that I told you about the mechanics of a level ball is true. They do have a better catch rate if the player's Pokemon is a higher level than the wild Pokemon. Well, if that wild Pokemon isn't an Ultra Beast. For whatever reason, all Apricot balls have no effect on Ultra Beasts, and the catch rate multiplier is always set static to 0.1 times. Not only that, every Pokeball besides a Master and a Beast Ball has the same catch rate multiplier of 0.1 times. So in turn, every Pokeball is useless. Now thinking about it, it kind of makes sense since Beast Balls have the same catch rate multiplier with Pokemon that are not Ultra Beasts, so I guess it's logical for regular Pokeballs to act the same against Ultra Beasts. Ultimately, I really wish I'd known that before I lost 2 level balls, because this sucks. But hey, at least I learned something today, and maybe you did too. Let's forget about this though, and move on to our next task, catching it in a Premier Ball. Alright, now that we at least know what the catch multiplier is, let's try getting this thing in a Premier Ball. I have like 20 of these things, so I should be fine. Plus, Premier Balls are reloadable, so I won't get all depressed if I lose a bunch. Well, there's nothing else really to commentate about, so let's get throwing. it's about time. I finally got my golden Nihilego in a Premier Ball. I can't express how grateful I am I was able to successfully catch a shiny Pokemon. The journey's finally over. I don't believe I have any nicknames currently at disposal for this thing, so I'll update if I figure anything out. Well, that only leaves me with one thing to check. If you don't remember, Mushrana's job was to synchronize its timid nature onto Nihilego. So let's see if Mushrana deserves a pay raise. Yes, it's timid, it worked! This is so cool. A shiny Nihilego, in a Premier Ball, and with a timid nature. I'm probably not going to be transferring this thing up to Gen 8 for competitive, so the timid nature doesn't mean too much, but it's still pretty cool to have, especially in a game before nature mints. I just want to take a moment and admire this thing. Wow. Oh, if you're watching this video late at night, here's something to put you to sleep. I want to explain to you the name origin of Nihilego. I'm super obsessed with the Ultra Beasts and the lore behind each one of them, so I had a lot of fun looking up the name origin of this Pokemon. So here we go! Nihilego. A Pokemon who I've been intentionally pronouncing wrong for my own convenience has a name possibly derived from two words, that is, nihilism and ego. To keep it short, the philosophy of nihilism is a secular ideology which boils down to the belief that life is worthless, meaningless, or has no exterior purpose. Nihilism also rejects all forms of theology, and there are many branches of the nihilist philosophy. While the exact origin of the philosophy is unknown, it is believed that the term nihilism was originally coined by Swiss philosopher Jakob Hermann Obereit in 1787, but popularized by German philosopher Friedrich Heinrich Jacobi in his writing. But nihilism is most often associated with German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, although he never considered himself a nihilist. Nihilego includes the root words nihil, which is Latin for nothing, and ego, which is Latin for I. Essentially, this Pokemon's name translates to I am nothing, which makes sense regarding its non-sentient state. Nihilego is described in the Pokédex as a parasite, a non-sentient one who only acts upon instinct due to it lacking any form of consciousness. Nihilego's life itself is pointless, meaningless, and worthless, so it needs to attach to others to become something. It needs to attach to others to become alive. This is further backed up by its behavior being based on the deadly sin, envy, or greed. Nihilego is a Pokemon that yearns to be something, even if the cost is harming others because it itself is nothing. Nihilego has no ability to think, it possesses no ration, rather all of its actions are done solely upon instinct for its own personal gain. Lastly, the word ego can be referred to one's ability to make rational decisions. So looking at its name again, Nihilego can translate to no ego, or no ability to make rational choices. Phew! I'm so glad I got that out of my system. Overall, I am so grateful I finally caught this shiny Nihilego, and I've had so much fun putting together this little not so little video for you all. So I really hope you enjoyed the journey and found this video entertaining, and maybe a little educational as well. I'm so happy I was able to share this video with you guys because it's been a blast for me to make. Well, I think that's all I have to say other than thank you so much for sticking around with me, and I'll catch you on the flip side of another wacky shiny Pokemon encounter.